This was the last time SunnyV2 appeared on YouTube, a regular Thursday upload titled How Microtransactions Destroyed Plants vs. Zombies. Nothing unusual, nothing controversial, nothing hinting at goodbye. Yet what no one realized was this would mark the end of YouTube's documentary king. 4.4 million subscribers, millions of views per week, 4 years of flawless Thursday uploads, then suddenly, silence. But here's what makes this disappearance truly disturbing. When you scroll through the comments from 7 months ago, people were actually discussing the video itself. Nevertheless, anything more recent has transformed into a full-blown search party. Every single comment now asks the exact same question: where is SunnyV2? Now, the internet has developed 3 theories about his disappearance. The first claims he suffered complete creative burnout from years of documenting negativity. The second claims that his channel was demonetized due to repeated guideline violations. And the third, he got cancelled and shadow banned after the most controversial video of his career. However, some comments claim to have insider knowledge. One user wrote, "I spoke to someone who knows him personally. He really just quit." Another stated, "From my understanding, he quit." His editor stated in a Discord message that the YouTuber I worked for just quit, so I don't know. Nevertheless, which theory actually explains why YouTube's most successful documentary channel would abandon everything? And more importantly, why would someone making millions of dollars suddenly vanish without a trace? Let's talk about the production nightmare. Meaning, if there's one logical explanation for why SunnyV2 disappeared, you first need to understand what went into making his content. Multiple YouTube channels have spent hours breaking down his editing style, trying to replicate what he made look effortless. But what most viewers saw as a simple 10-minute video was actually over 40 hours of meticulous production work. Every transition, every graphic, every animation were crafted for the sole purpose of maximizing as much retention from viewers as possible. But unfortunately, the editing workload was only phase 1 of the problem. The real psychological toll came from the content itself. For 4 years straight, every single Thursday, without fail, SunnyV2 dove headfirst into the worst aspects of internet culture, be it exposing creators with fake disability, or an entire niche of fake YouTubers pretending to be primitive builders while spending hundreds of thousands per video. Nevertheless, creating hate content full-time isn't just a job, it's a slow psychological drain disguised as research. Because while creators like MrBeast spend their days turning generosity into entertainment, Sunny was basically doing the exact opposite. Every upload meant diving headfirst into negativity, scrolling through thousands of hate comments, dissecting public meltdowns, and documenting the forgotten past of once beloved creators. To do that, he needed evidence, screenshots, deleted clips, and digital fingerprints scattered across the web. In Sunny's world, every old post, every buried forum thread was worth something, and he knew this too. In one of SunnyV2's reaction videos, a very big creator gave one of, or if not the most important take that best explains the situation from their own perspective that most drama channels won't say out loud. However, burnout doesn't explain the surgical precision of his disappearance. Someone experiencing burnout would announce a hiatus, they'd post a community update, they'd say something. But Sunny went to complete radio silence across every platform. No farewell, no taking a break post, nothing. The complete absence of communication suggests something far more severe than simple creative exhaustion, which best leads us to the next reasonable conclusion: demonetization. Now, here's where things get really confusing. Unlike many other faceless documentary channels like Magnates Media or Internet Anarchists who've landed sponsorship, brand deals, and even Patreon support, Sunny never took any of it. He had zero revenue diversification, no sponsorships, no merchandise, no Patreon, no secondary platforms, and not even an email for business inquiries. For 4 years straight, he relied entirely on YouTube AdSense. Based on a rough calculation from his view counts and upload frequency, estimates place his total earnings between $4.6 and $10.5 million throughout his career. But if YouTube ever pulled the plug on monetization, that meant every hour of editing, every script, and every video became somewhat worthless labor. Nevertheless, many argue that his content walked a dangerous line with YouTube's guidelines on targeted harassment and cyberbullying. Critics pointed out his signature style involved reading hate comments about creators to establish what he called public opinion. Others claim that he documented people's worst moments without their consent. made career-ending predictions that could influence public perception, and use other people's failures as entertainment. When Skippy posted a 20-minute response video titled "SunnyV2 is wrong about me," he directly challenged the exact claims made against him with not just heavy contradictions from Sunny's point of view in his past posts, but also the very thing he preached to people about not doing. And just after the original video was released, other creators he covered began speaking out as well. YouTuber Penley created an entire video essay titled "How SunnyV2 Ruined Video Essays," while others publicly called his approach predatory. The criticism centered on one key argument: he was monetizing negativity at other people's expense, despite advocating against it at the early start of his career. YouTube's harassment policy specifically prohibits content that targets an individual for prolonged negative attention, while his entire catalog contained hundreds of videos with titles like "The Deserved Downfall of," "The Tragic Tale of," and "The Biggest Failure in YouTube History." If enough people report content for harassment, YouTube's automated system flags the entire channel for manual review, and once human reviewers examine a channel's content pattern, one violation can trigger investigation of the entire catalog. Many have pointed to his missing community tab as proof of demonetization, but that theory doesn't hold up. Even brand new verified channels have access to community posts, whether they're monetized or not. In other words, a missing tab doesn't prove anything. So why is it gone? The simplest answer is that he either never used the feature or turned it off himself. That detail weakens the demonetization theory, but it doesn't disprove it, because the bigger issue remains unchanged. Without AdSense, SunnyV2 has no income from YouTube, meaning there has to be something else, something powerful enough to silence him entirely, and if not something, then it was most likely someone. On the 13th of April 2023, when Chris Tyson announced her transition to Ava Chris Tyson, SunnyV2 made a prediction video. The title alone sparked controversy: "How Chris Tyson Will Become a Nightmare for Mr. Beast." In the video, he argued that Ava's transition would be catastrophic for the Mr. Beast brand, that it would force Mr. Beast into a lose-lose situation: either keep Ava and lose conservative viewers, or fire Ava and face cancellation for discrimination. Nevertheless, the backlash was immediate and absolutely brutal. The video received 170,000 dislikes at first, making it his most hated video of all time. He lost 20,000 subscribers overnight, and the comment section exploded with accusations of transphobia. Quote, "SunnyV2's entire video was about, OMG, how can Chris not think of Mr. Beast views? Dumbass doesn't recognize Chris as an actual human being and only sees him as a character. It's Sunny, what do you expect?" Is this the point when people finally start turning on SunnyV2? Because I'm here for it. His videos are trash, and the research is equivalent of the top 3 search results on Google on everything. Don't know why he was ever popular. End quote. And to top it all off, Mr. Beast himself responded publicly on Twitter stating, "Yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my friend, and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off." The controversy was so massive that big commentary YouTubers like D'Angelo Wallace came out specifically to make a video criticizing SunnyV2's takes, while other big streamers like XQC didn't hold back at all. Multiple creators across the platform condemned the video, and even the very few viewers who stood with him stated that he just saw a pattern and predicted the outcome, but these days seeing said pattern makes you phobic. While another one said, "This video alone is the reason why critical thinking, not just the science and math knowledge, is extremely important in this age. He analyzed the situation and events first before making an opinion. His standpoint was direct, and clearly half of his audience wasn't ready for that." YouTube's hate speech policy explicitly covers content about gender identity. Making a video that frames someone's transition as a nightmare or career-ending problem walks directly along the fine lines between policy violation and personal opinion. When a policy violation combines with massive public outrage, coordinated mass reporting follows. Thousands of angry viewers flagging not just that one video, but his entire channel. Once YouTube's system detects that level of reporting, manual review becomes inevitable. The timing was suspicious. The video's reception damaged his reputation significantly. He changed the title to "How Will the Chris Tyson Situation Affect Mr. Beast?" but never apologized, never backed down, and never compromised on his position. In his very first commentary video about Boogie2988, he said, "High self-esteem people don't have an argument." He practiced what he preached: no apology tour, No damage control video, no explanation. He stood on business and moved forward in silence. Now, looking at all the evidence, multiple theories exist about what happened. Some believe the Chris Tyson video triggered mass reporting that led to demonetization. Others argued burnout from years of negativity-focused content finally caught up with him. And some comments claim that he simply decided to quit after making his money. If demonetization did occur, his zero revenue diversification would mean instant financial collapse. 40+ hours of editing per video suddenly generates zero income. Maintaining a production team becomes impossible, and his entire operation shuts down overnight. But what many find notable is how differently Sunny handled controversy compared to other creators. He never apologized, never begged for forgiveness, and never compromised his judgment to appease critics. While most creators would immediately post tearful apology videos, promise to do better, and beg their audience for second chances, SunnyV2 chose silence. He made his judgment call about Chris Tyson and stuck with it, regardless of consequences. Many people question why he never took sponsorships, why he left no email for business inquiries, why he remained completely faceless and personality-free despite his face being shown by other creators. By refusing all sponsorships, he maintained complete creative freedom. He could make any video, cover any topic, present any opinion without corporate interests dictating his content. His integrity remained uncompromised. In an era where every creator apologizes for everything, where cancel culture forces constant backtracking, where one controversial take can end careers, he stood firm. He built an empire on unfiltered commentary and refused to compromise when the internet demanded it. Many viewers have pointed out the irony. He spent years documenting the downfall of other creators, analyzing their mistakes, explaining exactly how their careers crumbled. Some argue he became the undisputed expert on YouTube destruction, only to potentially become the subject of his own narrative. Whether he was demonetized, burned out, or simply chose to quit after achieving financial success, one pattern remained constant. SunnyV2 never folded under pressure. He made his judgments and accepted whatever consequences followed. The throne of YouTube commentary now sits empty. 4.4 million subscribers wait for a return that may never come, and the internet continues to speculate about his missing documentary king. Whether SunnyV2 returns on a new channel, starts fresh with a different approach, or has moved on entirely remains unknown. But one thing observers agree on, YouTube lost one of its most technically skilled documentary creators, and whether that outcome represents justice, tragedy, or simply a creator's choice to walk away depend entirely on which theory you believe and what side of the spectrum you support.